Alright, now it's time to look at the Residence plugin. I'm only going to look at the extreme basics. We are on Mike's Dark Helmet Minecraft server, and we don't really use the Residence plugin as much as we used to. We actually started out using it for everything. Everything was protected with this plugin. Plots were set up with the plugin. Plots were sold with the plugin. We still have all of that functionality, but we actually have transitioned to Towny, so we don't use it nearly as often. But it's still here because there are still times where we need it. So we have a kit. This is for moderators, or no, I'm sorry, this is for respected players and above. If you type in kit res, it's going to give you a piece of paper and a string. Now the piece of paper, this is how res works. Res allows you to select any region, and it allows you to protect it. It's almost like claiming a plot of land in Towny, but you're claiming it for yourself. No town. So if I left click on a point, this is the primary selection position. If I come over here and I right click on another point, this is essentially forming a square because I have two opposing corners of a square. So there's a line that goes out this way, line that comes down this way, line that comes down this way to make a big square. Now, these are the selection points. Whoops, let's do this. So if I make a little structure, nothing fancy, I want to protect this so that nobody can grief it. I'll click on this corner because it surrounds everything over here, and I'll come over here, click that corner because it surrounds everything on that side. There's now an invisible box formed around this monumental construction. But the issue is that it's only flat. It doesn't actually cover my full area. There are a few things that I can do. I can expand it, 1 or 2 blocks up. But the easiest and most common thing to do is to run this. Res select avert. All this is going to do is select that same region, but expand it all the way to the sky and all the way to the bedrock. That way, if you're protecting a house, you can easily mine all the way down and not get in trouble. Nobody can come into your mine. The whole area is selected. So it's expanded up, expanded down. But we're not done yet. We need to take that selection and we need to create an actual residence. So we can type in res create. We'll give it a name. Cool thing. Now, the residence plugin is going to charge you. I don't remember the exact price, it's been so long, but each block, even blocks of air, each block of space that you're taking is going to be calculated. So the larger the construction is, the more expensive it will be. Now, in this case, I only did this small area, expanded all the way up, all the way down. But now we have it. When I walk into the area, I see the message. Welcome to Cool Thing. When I leave it, now leaving. I can change those. If I say res message enter, I can normally type a message here. Hello. But if I leave it blank, it'll turn it off. Same thing with leaving. Res message leave it blank. Now there's no message. Nobody would even know this is protected. Now if another user came up to this and tried to damage it, wouldn't let him, even though we're out in the wild. There's no farm, there's no town. Now there's a lot more that you can do with this. You can set permissions. You can set certain things like who can change it. You can set certain things like disabling water flow. You can set a permission so that users of a specific group can't enter. They're actually warped way back to where they were. Sometimes that causes a hacking error and they get kicked. But for example, I had a house that I had originally built. It was protected, but people could still go inside of it. There were some chests that had never been protected because it was way back before we used chest locking. So some new players decided to go in and steal. So I locked it entirely down so that new players could never even enter that area. The other thing that you could do, we don't do this anymore, is you could actually sell this plot. Let's see if I can remember this. You can type in let's see, res market sell, and then you'd have to type the property name. I don't remember what I called it now, and then a price. Somebody could buy it from you that way. So that's the basics of res. Now the reason that you get the string is because you can actually hit something with it, and it's going to pop up all the information about that residence. Who owns it, the name, the world, all of the permissions. So for example, PvP is turned off. Now PvP is not something that you guys are allowed to turn on. That is only something I can turn on. But for example, you could enable lava flow. That would allow lava to flow on your property. And then you can just see the total size, configuration. There's a lot more to it though, and I do list all the commands on the wiki, so I suggest you check that out. We could actually be taking advantage of this a lot more than we do, but I think most people are just getting comfortable with towning. So that's about it. Hope you enjoyed.